Hello, so today we are going to do this problem, top travelers, which is one of the SQL problems. Here we have two tables, users, and then we have rights. So table users has both ID and the name, okay? This is the ID of the user and their name. And then rights sort of represents the rights for a user. And so a ride has an ID, the user who took this ride, and then the distance of the ride, okay? And what we want to do is return a query that reports the distance traveled by each users. Okay, so a user can take multiple rides, right? And we want the total distance traveled by that user across all rides. And what we want to do also is return this this sum of travel in each ride. We want to return it ordered by that total distance, and we want to give it also this alias. And here it says if two or more users traveled with the same, then we want to order with the same distance, then we want to order by name. So basically first order by travel distance in descending order, and then secondary order is by name. So that's sort of the idea here. Now one thing to notice here is that some users don't have rides. So these are the users that have rides, right? Let's compare with if we see all of them. So we don't see 4. So 4 here, Donald doesn't have any rides. So that immediately tells us that we need to be careful for this join because we will end up needing to join users table with rides table. But we have to use left join because some users don't have rides. So if we want these users to show up, we have to use left join. And do we want these users to show up? Sounds like yes, because we have Donald here in the result and the reference value 0. So we want to first do left join, but we also want to return a default value. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. Now let's do the first portion of our implementation. So the first thing we need to do is select from the we want to select from users, right? Let's just put it here. Let's call it U, and then we want to left join it as we said with rights, so that we can get users that don't have rights. And we want to join, of course, on the user ID, right? So it's going to be u.id, the user ID equal to the user ID on the rights table. Now we want the sum of all the rights distances. So that means we need to group by user ID, right? And then take the sum. And so that's what we need to do here. We need to group by user ID. We can either use this one or this one. I will choose to use this one because we are using left join. And now once you get that, we want to return both the name and the sum of the travel distance. So first the name, but we also want the travel distance, which is the sum of the distances of each ride. So that's what we will do here, sum of distance. And the problem says we want the column name to be travel distance, so let's just do it like that. And it also says that we want to order by travel distance in descending order, so let's do that. And then secondary order by name in ascending order. Okay, so let's try that. Okay, looks like we have a case failure here. So the problem is that if you take a look, we have Donald here with nil instead of 0. Okay, so that's easy to fix. We have this function called coalesce, where basically if the value is nil, then it will return whatever default value you give it. So let's give it default value of 0. So I should fix it. Let's see, and it does. It gets accepted. Okay, so let's submit this and try it. And that passes, right? So that's pretty much it. Now, two things that we learn from this problem. One is left join when one of the tables doesn't contain the data for the other one. If you, of course, want to return those values. And then the other one is using coalesce to replace null with the default value. Okay? So that's pretty much it for this problem. Please like and subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye.